Okay, guys, I'm a little bit late. I know, but we have a new hero, which means obviously we're doing another hero review. Back to the bread and butter. Now, yes, I know I am a little bit late to this. If you haven't seen my last update video, it's because I'm trying to teach a class on top of my normal work as well. So I just have so little time right now to really be making all of these videos and editing them and uploading them. So I'm sorry about that, you guys. For the next 10 weeks, it's going to be a little bit rough. But don't worry, I'm still here. I'm still doing stuff, and it's still pretty good. But anyways, we are going to be talking about Blakebeard the Blackhearted today. You can get him through the pirate questline. That is how you get the hero, but then you actually have to do a couple additional hero quests in order to get his team perk. But anyways, we got him, so let's quickly go and upgrade him all the way to basically to the top, man. Okay, oh my god, does he look terrifying. That eyeball is actually kind of throwing me for a loop there. It's making me very uncomfortable here. But anyways, he does look awesome. The smoke actually, or the steam, or the light, I don't know what you call that ish. But anyways, the little ghosty halo thing is actually a really, really cool little artistic effect that he has going on there. But anyways, that's not important. We're not using him because of the artistic effect. Well, maybe a little bit, but we are using him because, well, we want to check out his awesome abilities and his perks. So let's go first right off into his abilities. First off, he has Rosie. That is what this hero is going to be all about, is that Rosie. Why? Well, because he's going to make that Rosie shoot some cannonballs, and cannonballs are kind of cool. After that Rosie, he has Plasma Pulse, which is like, and whatever. I don't think I've ever really used Plasma Pulse effectively. And then he has Decoy, which, again, I like the Decoy, but it's just not, it's still not the best ability ever. I'm not like the biggest fan ever of the Decoy, but you know what? That's okay, because like I said, this hero is all about that Rosie. His first just standard perk is that it increases cannonball damage by 20%. Now, it does show a little picture of the Rosie turret there when it says it increases cannonball damage, but this is any sort of cannonball damage. It doesn't need to just be cannonballs from the Rosie. As long as you're shooting a cannonball, you're going to be doing increased damage with this guy. Once you get to a commander though, which is where it kind of shines, he increases cannonball damage by 40% and converts Rosie to fire 25 cannonballs. That is super awesome. Lastly, we have the class perks, which are going to be the same for any constructor, which, by the way, did I mention this guy? He's a constructor. It seems sort of weird that we'd have a skeleton as a constructor because skeletons are like the opposite of big and fat and constructory, but you know what? Whatever, we'll go with it. But anyways, get into those class perks. We have Kinetic Overload, which is awesome. Basically, melee weapons are going to do some knockback, staggers, and it's pretty great, doing a little bit extra energy damage. Fun perk if you're using a melee weapon. Also, we have Base, which is just every constructor has it. You know how that works. You drop a little thing, floors get stronger. It's cool. But anyways, those are it for his perks. And let's go into a little bit about how I designed the squad to play him. Now, when making this squad, I kind of went a little bit more for fun than I did effectiveness. Now, this hero I don't think is an amazing hero for just straight up effectiveness, dealing out damage, but I do think he is quite fun. And so this is what I decided to go with to try to make him fun, but still useful so that I don't die immediately, because you're not having fun if you're dying immediately. But yeah, so obviously we have Blakebeard the Blackhearted as our commander. And then I decided for our team perk to go with Blakebeard's Stash. Now this is the perk that comes with this commander. You do have to do a couple additional quests in order to get this. You just kind of like go find some treasure chests. It's not too hard. I believe in you guys. You can do it. But anyways, this ability, this team perk, allows eliminations to have a 5% chance of dropping a stash. Now, what these stashes are, they're like these little chests. You can see them right here, glowing on the ground. They look cool. You open them up and you'll end up getting a peg leg, coconuts, and cannonballs. We'll get into each one of those a little bit later, but it's actually not that bad. I thought I was going to be very underwhelmed by these. they were pretty awesome. We'll get into it a little bit later, like I said. But to get this, you needed 3 pirates. Well, I'm not a big fan of any of the pirates, so I put those towards the bottom. I'll go into those in a second. But first, we're going to go into the main support team perk that I have, the one that I think is most important to use with Blakebeard the Blackhearted. Whether you're going for fun or just for like trying to go for high damage or what, I don't even know what you would do if you're not playing this guy just for fun. But anyways, War of the Rosie. Now, War of the Rosie is actually going to be a great perk for this guy because it's increasing the Rosie damage. Like I said, this hero, all about that Rosie. Thus, more damage, pretty good thing. After that, I have the Survivalist team or support team perk, just because Survivalist I think is an all-around fantastic ability. He really works well with pretty much any hero, prevents you from dying, and I like not dying, so therefore I'm using Survivalist. This is probably one of my favorite team perks. I have it pretty much on almost all of my heroes that I use. Great perk, fantastic. After that, I'm using Going Coconuts, which basically gives me a 20% chance to find coconuts in containers. I don't really search containers that often. I haven't really found any coconuts in containers, but what I do like is that it increases damage by 16% well affected by coconuts. Coconuts, again, you're going to be getting some coconuts if you're using Blakebeard Stash. Those heal you up, and I actually really like having them as well because it's not that often that I'm actually throwing healing items down on the ground, and pretty much everybody has to run Adrenaline Rush because there's really no other way to heal yourself in the middle of a fight. Now we got coconuts, you can, and not only do those coconuts heal you, but they allow you to do more damage too. Sounds like a good deal to me. Anyways, that was one of our 3 pirates that we needed for our team perk. We're going to go into our next pirate now, where our team perk is Buckled. Now, the way this perk works is when I deal sword damage, it's going to increase pistol damage by 22% for 6 seconds. This seems not that great in the first place, but then it also is even worse because with Blakebeard's Stash, we get a peg leg, which unfortunately is not a sword. I'm fairly certain it's not a sword. So that sucks. That means using that peg leg, which is actually a very fantastic melee weapon, it does not increase pistol damage by 22%. But if you do have a sword, well, there you go. You can increase your pistol damage now. For our last team perk, we have the exact opposite, where if we do pistol damage, it is going to increase our sword damage by 22% for 6 seconds. So if I'm using this guy, I'm mostly using cannonballs and coconuts and the peg leg, but you know, you can throw a sword and a pistol in there too and just feel like a pirate. So anyways, that's it for the team perks. I also have my hover turret, my adrenaline rush, which I pretty much am always using. But with that, let's get into how I like to play with this dude. Now, like I said, this is not the loadout I would use if I was necessarily just trying to win. I probably wouldn't be using that team perk Blakebeard Stash. I probably wouldn't be trying to run 3 pirates because frankly, I don't think those 3 pirates are really helping my my character out all that much, but it is a lot of fun. I do really enjoy picking up those stashes, and if there are more pirates later on in this game, I think it'd be a fantastic fun team perk to use. And so right now, that's what I'm going with. That's what I'm doing because this guy is actually a lot of fun. So with that, let's first off just start talking about what you get with this guy's stash. So like I said, when you open these treasure chests, you're going to get coconuts, you're going to get cannonballs, and you're going to get a peg leg. So we'll just start off with the peg leg because that's just kind of awesome. You're using a peg leg to beat down Huss. You gotta admit, it's a little bit cool. Anyways though, that peg leg actually does a whole lot of damage, and I haven't tested it too much, but it looks like it also triggers kinetic overload as well. So with that, while this guy is not necessarily a melee based hero, it is a lot of fun to use the peg leg with this dude just because it is actually pretty powerful. It ends up having really low durability, but usually I've found that I can get another peg leg from another stash before I even run out of the durability of one of these. After that, let's talk a little bit about the cannonball. The cannonball is actually pretty cool. So when you throw the cannonball, you're gonna throw it just like any sort of grenade, anything like that. And if it hits a Huss, it will explode and release 3 more cannonballs that will also explode as well. It's sort of like that, if you remember old school Master Grenadier, where you'd throw a grenade, it would pop into like a couple other grenades. This does the same thing, and it is awesome. Now, if you don't hit a Husk, that grenade's gonna just kind of bounce around, and it'll end up in some place that you didn't mean for it to end up. So make sure you're hitting your target. but those grenades are actually very powerful. And I found that it was a lot of fun, and it was actually really effective in encampment missions. Here against these level 94 husks, I'm able to throw a couple cannonballs in there, and it destroys just all the little husks, all the filler husks, very, very effectively. So cannonballs, I was actually pleasantly surprised, especially with this dude that allows your cannonballs to do more damage, and I dig it. After that, we have our coconuts, which allow us to heal. I already kind of mentioned how I think that is awesome previously, because it gives us an item now to just heal ourselves on the go. And this is great because now adrenaline rush isn't absolutely necessary the way it typically is. Like I said, I will always be running adrenaline rush with my heroes. With the coconuts though, all of a sudden I kind of have an option not to. Still running it, but like I could use a coconut too if I wanted. And so that's pretty cool. I do like that as well. Now, one thing to point out is with these stashes, only you are able to pick them up. It's a little bit unfortunate. Your teammates can't pick them up to get coconuts, cannonballs, things like that. But if you don't like your teammates, then it's kind of nice because they can't steal it from you. So I don't know if that's a plus or a minus, but it's something to point out and just be aware of. If you do want to give some of this stuff to your teammates, you're going to have to get that chest. You're going to have to drop it for them. It's a little bit extra work, but you know what? If you don't like your teammates, you get them all for yourself, and then you don't need to share if you don't want to share. But that is it mainly for the team perk, that sort of stuff. Let's get into this hero specifically, what makes him pretty interesting, which is his Rosie. Now, his Rosie is actually very powerful. It does a ton of damage. Again, you're using him, so cannonballs are going to be a little bit more effective, but my god, are these cannonballs effective. I'm able to take out mist monsters. These are like level 94 mist monsters in just one hit with the cannonball. This is huge. Now, unfortunately, the Rosie only gives you 25 shots. So you do need to be a little bit aware that you're not getting that many shots with it, but you can do a lot of damage with those 25 shots. Again, the splash damage is great. It's fantastic for taking down buildings if you want to use it as a pickaxe, right? The Rosie will tear down buildings, but this thing, man, it just destroys buildings. You can hit whatever you want and it is gone. Now, I will say one of the reasons why I do think this character is lacking a little bit and is really more in the category of just fun characters is because I don't think Rosie is in a good spot right now. The ability, I think, is just kind of whatever. It's fun, it's great, but it's just not quite there. Well, why? It is because you're not going to be able to use it all that often, right? You're very dependent upon this one ability that has an extremely long cooldown. Because of this, I'm doing an encampment mission. I have in a 20-minute encampment mission, I may be able to use my Rosie 3 times max. That's fine and everything, but I have 5 encampments that I need to destroy. Now, I will say, I don't know if using the Rosie is necessarily the best specifically for encampment missions, but I decided let's just do it anyways because I want to have some fun. Again, though, I don't think it is in a very good spot because you just can't use it over and over again. If the cooldown was a little bit shorter, then I would say let's go for it, but unfortunately it's not. So anyways, to sum this guy up, I think he is mostly just a fun hero to use. The peg legs are effective, they're great. The coconuts are effective, they heal you up, that's great. The cannonballs were surprisingly effective, I like that, those were great as well. And then if you're using this guy, maybe you're not using his specific team perk as well, but you're still using him for the Rosie, all of that. I think his Rosie is still very powerful as well. You just don't get to use it as much as I wish you were able to. So because of that, I wouldn't say this guy is necessarily like a top tier hero, but my god, is he fun, and I will definitely be playing around with him a little bit more just because, you know, memes and stuff. But anyways, you guys, that is it for this hero. I hope you guys enjoyed that one. Like I said, I'm going to be trying to push out, at least 1 video a week. If I can do 2, I'm going to try for 2. But things are going to be slow for the next, 10 weeks or so. And then after those 10 weeks, man, we going ham. But for right now, just be aware, it's going to be a little bit slow. But anyways, that is it for now. If you guys still want to support me, please don't hesitate to hit that subscribe button, that like button. You can use my creator code Iolaus in the Fortnite store. I would love that as well. But that is it for now, you guys. I hope you're all doing well, and I will see you guys